right, let's see. Let's go to... Let's go here and let's see. All right. Okay. I do not know why this is doing this, but it's the wrong orientation. Hello? But I can see the chat. Okay. I'm working on it. Okay, I started the stream like this. And now it is telling me to flip the camera to the long way, which I don't think I have a holder that goes the long way. That's why I did this. I'm learning, people. I'm learning. All right. I do see you guys. All right. I do see you guys. But my camera orientation is messed up. Okay. I'm going to be playing with it. Okay. I'm working on it. Okay. Granny prep. Working on it. Hold on a minute. Y'all gonna have to see some crazy stuff, okay? But hold on, let me try some things, okay? There we go. I turned it. I'm waiting for it to show up. All right, hi everyone. Okay. I'm able to see things now, okay? Do you guys see me now? Hi. All right. Let me refresh my... Now we got it. Now I got it. All right. Okay, guys. That's another thing I got to figure out if I'm going to be... Good job, Susie. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. I'm learning it. I'm getting it. Okay. I told you guys it was going to be a little bit for me to get it. All right. Now you're going to see me flipping like here and over here. And the reason is because your chat in my computer is way bigger, all right, than on my phone. Okay. So I did a little research on this, okay, and I figured it out. I got some, you know, I got it figured out, okay. So anyway, all right, today has been a busy day. I wanted to come by and let you guys know I didn't do any filming today, okay. And so I'm getting my hair fixed up, so it looks good, okay. I had it loose, okay? I had my little bun loose, and now I'm tightening it up on to make it look good. All right. So, it's been a busy day, okay? I got my car running, okay? We're going to see how long it lasts, okay? But while I was running, You know, I am a like, let's get things done, okay? So while I was running, I made a trip to pick up, y'all know that I lost my dog Spice, okay? And I made a trip to pick his ashes up. And I want to thank the clinic that helped me through this process for actually sponsoring um, his cremation. They sponsored it, and it was paid for. And so I'm not going to say the name of the clinic, okay? Okay. I'll tell you the name of the clinic. It was MedVet, okay? And so I do want to shout them out because they actually paid for, they stepped up and paid for it. And so I'm, I'm greatly appreciated that they did that. And as soon as they called to let me know that his ashes were there, then I needed to get that car going so I could go get my baby Spice, okay? So all right, I'm already seeing some interesting uh, interesting chat, okay? Okay. Okay, do you guys have any questions for me? That's the question I have. I'm going to pull this over a little bit, okay? So that I can kind of look back and forth for you guys, okay? And ask you guys if you have any questions. Oh, Christina, I do too. Rachel, Decayer's gone. Okay. I just uh so I'm moderating this live myself, okay? And I'm learning about the camera. So I'm putting the camera where I can easily, like, once I get it right, then I will be okay. I'll know where to set the camera so that I can, talk to you guys and watch this at the same time. What state am I in? All right, I am in Texas. And I have my Kool-Aid here, okay? My red Kool-Aid. I will. It'll take me some time, but I'll get it all figured out. But just know, if you guys see me like look in this direction right here like this, then you know it's because I'm reading your chat. Do I ever play Bingo Go, Abby? Oh, you're talking about bingos in Texas, like bingo halls. Girl, let me tell you something, okay? Y'all about to be introduced to Suzzie, okay? All right, you're about to be introduced to her. Okay? I have been telling you guys that I am a gamer. I'm a gamer. There's one particular game that I really do enjoy enjoy playing, and I'm not going to say the name of the game because I don't want trolls on my YouTube. Okay, so I'm not going to say the name of the game, but I got an itch on my eye. Hold on. But I do, and within that game, I'm a bingo caller. So do I play bingo? Yeah, I do. I call bingo every Monday night. That's one of my fun things that I do. Yes, Rachel. See, I do the sugar-free Kool-Aid. Yeah, I do the sugar-free Kool-Aid. And so, but yeah, so I'm getting the rhythm of it. And so I do love bingo. I don't call it a haul. I call it with a game. I call in a game. Like I can switch my voice into my bingo voice and you'll be going, what? uh, I don't call it a haul. I call within a game. All right, do any of you guys have a question? Because this is a Q&A. It's a perfect time for you um, to ask me any questions. Yeah, I love bingo. It's one of my favorite things. Let me tell you something. I told you guys that I was a school teacher. And one of the things that I did is there are certain things that kids have to know. And so my students love bingo. Like they thought it was a bomb when they got to play bingo. And so 2 or 3 times a week, if not more, we played sight word bingo. We played math facts bingo. And if I could work a bingo game into a science and a social studies, I did it. I worked it in. If we were looking for like vocabulary, okay, I would put all the vocabulary words on a board, scramble them up, and have different versions of it, and I would read out the definition, and they had to mark the right word. All right, so do you like to read, and what type of books? Okay, I do like to read. I love to read, and I like to read novels. Novels are my favorite, but not the romance novels. It's more like the adventure novels that I like to read. Like when I was a kid, my very favorite book of all time, and I think I might have it, is Winnie the Pooh. I carried Winnie the Pooh, the book Winnie the Pooh, my entire elementary school, all like five years, and I read it over and over again. I love Winnie the Pooh. And so when I taught English in reading in elementary, I read a bunch of novels to my kids, to my students. And I did all of the Harry Potter books. I did all of the Tales of Narnia. I did Spy Kid. There was a novel series of Spy Kid that the boys liked that one. And I always tried to get like a boy thing and a girl thing of novels. And I read with them, okay? Because that helped them to learn to read. What's my favorite YouTuber to watch, Rachel? That's a good question. Okay, let's see. I love watching Becky from Acre Homestead. She's one of them, okay? I also love watching Mama Beards. I love watching her. I love watching, I think it's called One Day at a Time. I think that's what it's called. And hold on a minute. I don't want to mess too much with my computer. There's a couple of other ones that I like, but those are some of them. All right. That's kind of what got me interested in doing YouTubes and turning my camera on, is that I saw some of my favorite YouTubers out there, and I thought, that looks like it would be a lot of fun. And so I turned my camera on one day, and look at the results. Hi, Sandy. How are you? Hi, Brenda. Um, Abby, it's good to see you in here. Christina, how are you doing? And I want to make sure I say hello to everybody as they come through the door. Okay. Granny Prepper, it's good to see you in here as well. All right. So, there was another question that you guys had for me. Who taught me to cook? Okay, so who taught me to cook? Well, I had a lot of influences. Okay. My mom was a major one. But when I got married at 18. And when I got married, I married into a different culture. And so the cuisine from that culture, I thought it would be important for me to learn. And I absolutely loved the cuisine there as well. And so my mother in law taught me a lot as well. So not only my mom, but my mother in law, I paid attention to them because they were my two go to that have been like in the kitchen, in the family kitchen, okay? Cooking for the family. There's a difference between somebody cooking at a restaurant and a chef and people cooking as a family. And so those are the two big influences. And they were different influences because my mom was, we're out on a farm, all right? And so we had a big garden and produce came out of the garden. And so my mom did a lot of canning and preserving and things like that, but also cooked with fresh food. And so my my mother-in-law did not. She grew peppers in her garden, but other than that, she didn't grow much of anything. But her technique and style of cooking, she was a true Mexican cook, okay? And an amazing cook. She's the one that taught me, well, both of them did. Both my mom and my mother-in-law taught me. But she taught me a different technique of being frugal in the kitchen as well. So that's why you see me doing a lot of breakfast tacos and doing tacos and using what I have left over to make, you know, guisada for some kind of a meat for to eat with tortillas, okay? Tortillas were served in her house 3 times a day. Every meal you had tortillas, okay? And so all right, I'm looking through these. Um, okay, all right, Rachel, you have a channel, but you need to get something to record with. You can't use your phone. That's what I started with. That's what I'm still using. Okay. And guys, I want to tell you something. That YouTube is a passion. Okay, it's a passion right now because I don't make much money on it. Okay, so just know that. Okay. Um, I do it because I enjoy it. Okay, so hanging out with Red Star Woody. I wish I had a camera so I could record videos. Okay, I have to record on my phone to make videos. I do the same thing right now. We are on my phone right now. Oh, that's a good idea. Okay, Julia Pacheco. Okay. That's another thing is that my mom did a lot of like crockpot meals as well. Okay. And so I do have a lot of crockpot meals. Um, I just haven't gotten my crockpot out to do that. The only crockpot thing that I have done, what actually two things, was to cook down some chicken bones to make chicken broth with, and did the same thing with the turkey. to make turkey broth with. And then I had a gallon of honey that was sugared, and it was in a gallon jug. And so to get it out, I had to dissolve it back down. And I did that in a crock pot. And there's a video out on that, okay, how I did it. Uh, um, hmm. Can I make tamales? Okay, here's the thing, Virginia. I have made tamales, okay? But tamales are a labor of love, and it's best when you have a crew, when you have more than one person. Like a whole family of women get together and they make the tamales because you need an assembly line to do it. And then at the end, everybody gets their tamales. Okay? You make dozens of them and everybody gets tamales. That's the way I've seen it done. And it's a lot of work. It's a lot of standing. And so these days I don't make my own tamales. Well, like I said, I only did it once. All right? And from that point on, I respected the people that made tamales enough to buy from them. Ooh, taco soup in the crock pot. I'm gonna have to learn. I made taco soup, but I made it on top of my stove in a pot. Do I have siblings? I do. I do have siblings. There were 5 of us, 5 kids. So I have 4 siblings. 2 sisters and 2 brothers. I was right, no, I was number 4, child number 4 out of 5. So, yeah, 4 siblings. Yes, Eileen, I got the chat going, okay? I'm trying to figure out, Gia, if you are being funny or rude. I'm trying to make that call. I try to take on the kind side. Okay. What is your favorite meal to cook? Eileen, that's a good one. That's a good one. Okay. If I was to tell you what I eat the most of, it would be eggs. I do eat eggs. And that's because I was raised on a farm where we had chickens. And we had chickens, we had eggs. And we had eggs every day. Sometimes twice a day. Because we had to eat the eggs. So I make over easy eggs. I make scrambled eggs. I make quiches. I make breakfast tacos a lot. If I get up in the morning and I want something quick, my go-to is a breakfast taco because it's so easy to do. And y'all seen me how I cook my tortillas. Y'all seen how I do my tortillas. I learned on a gas stove to take my corn tortillas and just plop them right on top of the flame and flip it over with some tongs. Okay? My mother-in-law, she did it with her fingers. Pop! She flipped it over with her fingers. Gia, I did plant vegetables this year, but they didn't do as well this year as they did last year. And so I'm not sure if I didn't, and I've amended my soil, okay? So I'm not sure what the difference was between this year and last year, except that you have to understand that I was going through, I was going through a surgery, and now I went through this foot surgery. And so I'm going through a little bit to, you know, this year. And so I'm getting everything done. And so I'm getting it done and getting things fixed, okay? My body fixed along with, in the garden, I did plant, and I did, my the guy that mows my grass did come and help me with the garden. Y'all saw that. And so I did a little bit of it, but the plants didn't produce as well as I had hoped, okay? But I did get some fresh tomatoes out of it. I did get some jalapenos out of there. I didn't I planted 2 eggplants and got not one eggplant, not one. And I think here's what I think happened. I think that if you remember on one of my videos, there was a honeybee hive inside the wall of my neighbor's house. They had to take the wall out of his house on the outside, and it was covered in honeybees. It was covered. Okay. I looked out the window. I was going out to take Spice outside, and I looked out. I was walking out of the door to take Spice outside when I saw the beekeepers next door. And I asked them, "Is that what I think it is?" And they yelled at me, "Get back inside." Okay. And so they removed that beehive from the neighbor's house. And that's when my flowers on my plants stopped getting fertilized. And so I think that's what happened. I'm not sure. Oh, thanks. Hi, Mimi. How are you? Um, that was, yes. Okay, so uh, Brigida, Brigida. Yes, that fork thing was me trying to not burn my fingers. My mother-in-law was fast enough that she did it with her fingers, okay? Okay, so I see. Okay, so Rachel, you have chickens. Okay, I got that. Okay, all right, Rachel, I see that. Your hen is not a chicken, but a rooster. Okay, it's not a hen; it's a rooster. So, are you still gonna call him Tina? I think a lot of people had really bad garden season this year. Perhaps a climate change. Brigetta, I think, I don't know. All right. I tend to think maybe it was, um, I think it was the bees myself. All right. But we'll see. I'm going to plant a fall garden. Um, my my the guy that mows my grounds, I don't know what to call him, okay? But he does flower beds and things like that for a living. And so I am going to, he's ready to plant the fall garden, but it was, let me tell you something. When I went to go pick up my dog's ashes today, it was 101 outside my car. My car was registering 101. And this is some serious heat out here. On my way home, one of my neighbors is, I would say she's maybe 70, 75 years old. She was out walking her dog. And I stopped and I said, "Honey, you got to get inside. This is too hot for you. This is too hot." Okay. Get inside. All right. Okay, you get a couple of goats. Well, on our farm, let me tell you what we raised on our farm. Okay, we had quite a few plum trees in the back. We had chickens, for sure. Um, my brother, this is when we were kids, okay? My brother raised rabbits for the FFA. And so we had rabbits and we ate rabbit, okay? Because you know rabbits reproduce, okay? And so that was the thing for him. We ate rabbits. And so my dad cured the rabbit fur and sold the pelts, okay? So we had rabbit, we had chickens, we had two different kinds of chickens. Y'all know that there's, well, some of you know. I don't know if all of you do. There are laying hens, and then there are hens that you put in your freezer. Okay, there are two different kinds. And so we raised both. Once a year, my dad would go to the auction with a neighbor, and they would get a calf at auction. He would get a calf at auction, and he would bring it home. And we always had and it didn't matter if it was a cow or a bull, okay? Because we knew it was going to end up in the freezer, okay? That was part of life as on a farm, okay? And so he always bought a pig, but he also bought a calf and brought it home. And our first, the only two that I remember naming was, one was named Hamburger and the other one was named Pot Roast, okay? And so, hi Kim, how are you? Oh, thank you, Christina. I'm glad you like the hair color. This, like, I used to keep my hair colored all the time, but when COVID hit, I couldn't go into the beauty shop and get my hair done, okay? And so this is the result. And I realized how much money I was saving. So, but that was back when I was working, okay? Okay. And I was making some good money. And so, he's a landscaper. Thank you, Mimi. Thank you, Mimi, for that. He's my gardener. That's good. Thank you, Granny Prepper. Those are good things that I can call him, okay? My car started, Charlene. Yes, okay? A family member came and jumped it off, and we charged the battery back up, and I went and did some errands, okay, today. Okay, Fern, thank you for watching for my videos. I appreciate it. I'm going through these. Yeah, it was 101, registered 101, but that doesn't mean that I'm not talking about the heat index, which is even higher. Okay, the real feel is even higher. Yes, Rachel, rabbits are good and they multiply fast, and you get a pelt out of them too. Yeah, Mimi, my plants are over and done with. They're done. Okay. There you go. Meat hens and laying hens. You got that right. Rachel. Hi, Deborah. How are you doing? All right, Granny Prepper. All right. Oh, Virginia, I'm right there with you. I told you today was 101. It registered in my car 101. Okay, in the shade, not so much, but it's still 90s in the shade. Okay. You want to make a blanket out of the pelts, Rachel. Well, back then, that's when rabbit fur coats were huge. And guess what? They wanted white pelts. And guess what we raised? White rabbits. Okay? Thank you, Christina. I try to be funny, okay? That's how I deal with stressful situations, like this car not starting and it getting started, and then the next morning I go out there and it's not starting, okay? I know I can, Mimi's place. I'm about to get ready to start some seeds indoors, but I wanted to do this live first so that I could kind of keep you guys up to date and let you know, and also to get the algorithm of my lives out, okay? Because I've only had one, and so I noticed the numbers, and so I want to keep this algorithm. This algorithm has to get up there, okay? And the only way to do that is for me to do some lives. Okay, Deborah, the question is, do you have, wondering if you had any children. No, I didn't have any of my own children. I did have 8 kids living in my home, 7 at one time. Okay. But they had parents. Nice, Rachel. All right. Yes, Mimi, if we don't laugh, we're going to cry. And that's true. That's awesome, Mimi. Your algorithm is awesome. That's awesome. That's wonderful for you. You're just now getting cucumbers and tomatoes. Girl, my cucumbers and tomatoes are gone. They burnt up. Like, there's not enough water I could give these cucumbers and tomatoes to get them to do, to survive. Okay? Not this year. They got burnt up. Hi everyone. Just, what is C19? Oh, somebody had COVID. Okay. Linda, I hope you feel better. I hope things are gonna be all right with you, okay? All right, I'm caught up with everybody's comments. You have elderberry and blackberry right now? Nice, Kelly. Nice. There's a lot of things you can do with the blackberries and elderberries. We had here, let me explain to you guys what we had. We didn't have blackberries. We had a berry called dewberries. And dewberries were wild in our area. They grew wild. And we had an entire fence full of them. To this day, I still own the farmhouse, okay? And to this day, there's an entire fence that has dewberries on it. If, if, but I'd have to go all the way to the back of the farmhouse to that fence to pick them. When I was younger, I would go out there, and what we would do with those, I can't have that stuff anymore, because remember yesterday's live, I showed you the list of things that I can have. And one of the things that I'm not going to be able to have for a while is any, like, fruits, okay? I'm not going to be able to have any fruits or berries for a while. And so, water, honey, something. So, but with dewberries, we used to make jelly, jam. We always took the seeds out of them, though. We made cobbler. That was it. Jelly and jam and cobbler out of the dewberries. I still have some of my mom's canning jars. I do. I have them. Hi, hanging out with Red Star Woody. I planted white grapes, raspberries, elderberries, gojo berries, red seedless grapes, blueberries, and blackberries. Nice, Rachel. You're going to have to tell me how they came out. You're going to have to tell me how they came out. We used to make elderberry champagne in Sweden. Summer in a bottle. Oh, man, that sounds good, Brigetta. How do you say Brid Bridget Brigida? Brigida? That really sounds good and refreshing. Okay, so you just got them planted this year. It's going to be a while for them to produce. Okay, all right. I'm glad you told me that. That's a good question, Kelly. Do you have to cook elderberries? That's awesome, Rachel. You've got a lot done. Granny Prepper, you're jealous that I have my mom's jars? Well, here's the thing is that my mom's jars sat on, she had a, out on the farmhouse, she had a room that was the pump house where the pump is for our well. It's a pump house that has shelves in it, okay? My dad built it for her, and she put all of her canning jars in there. And so when I got ready and started canning, I did not can the entire time that I was married, okay? I didn't can. And the reason is because my husband wouldn't eat them, okay? He wouldn't eat it. He didn't trust the canning process here in the United States, okay? And so, even though my mom canned, and he ate hers out of respect, he would not eat mine. And so, what's the point in canning if the one person you're doing it for is not going to eat it? And so, I didn't can all those years for almost 30 years. And so, this last couple of years, I've got started canning, all right? So, I asked him to go and pull all my mom's jars out of the building, and he did. He did it for me and brought it to my house. Now I am being very mindful not to say okay too many times. What's my favorite dessert? That's an easy one. Strawberry shortcake. I ask how you ended up where you live now. How I ended up where I live now. All right. Um, my ex-husband and I split up. I was living in an apartment, and something happened with one of the neighbors, and I needed to move out of the apartment. Okay. Nothing bad, okay? Um, but I needed some distance between myself and that neighbor. And so I went to the apartment manager and let them know what was going on, what this person was doing, and that I needed to, either they needed to, something, so either they needed to go or I needed to go. And so At the same time, I had somebody offer me this house that I live in to live in. Just pay the rent for the mobile home park. And so it was given to me. So that's how I ended up with this house. It was a blessing. And we got it remodeled. And I say we because family members came in and helped me remodel it. And so we remodeled the entire house. It was. I wasn't going to complain, okay? Yeah, it's a mobile home. But I was going to be looking for another apartment. And so this was quick, easy, and we had it remodeled within 2 weeks. We hired people to come in, rip everything out, and rebuild it. Put in new carpet, new floors. That's the biggest thing, okay, was getting in. It was empty, okay? So we got in new carpets, new floors. We ripped out the old stove, put in a new one. We found that stove that you guys love so much, guess what? It was on clearance at Home Depot when I got ready. When I got ready to remodel the house, we found it on clearance at Home Depot. And it was a high-end upgrade from that mobile home rinky-dink gas stove that was in here. So I was blessed with that, all right? You can't use the lids a lot. Okay, Linda, here's what I do. You're doing water bath canning, okay? Make sure that when you do water bath canning, that it's a high acid food, that it says you can water bath can. Number one. Number two, I buy new lids. I don't reuse. Excuse me. I don't reuse lids. I buy new ones. That was something my mom taught me, and she was adamant about it. She said you don't want to lose a seal on a jar. So she was adamant, and she was a penny pincher, but she never used lids a second time. I did for a short time when I started canning as a money saving move, but I was losing too many jars from them not sealing. And so I don't. I buy new lids now. Christina, yeah, Spice, he was my buddy for 11 years, so. Okay. Somebody offered you, but the rent on the lot was 1,200. Okay, I don't blame you there, Granny Pepper. Yes, I didn't have to get a mortgage at all. Yes, you're right, Rachel. Dollar Tree does sell canning lids, and they are wonderful. I've used them. Yes, lot rents are getting high. They are. I'm blessed where I'm at that it is increasing slowly, all right? But here's the thing about those of us that are on a fixed income like myself. Rent creeps up, but our um the money that we receive from our retirement that we have put money into does not increase, okay? Yes, you can pressure can with Dollar Tree and lids. I have done it, Mimi. That's nice, Rachel. That's awesome. Wow, this live has been going on for 50 minutes. I'm quite impressed. I hope you guys enjoyed um, being here with me and being here live. It's not me doing something in the kitchen, but to be honest with you, I didn't cook anything in the kitchen today. Okay, I did fry me up 3 eggs this morning and a piece of toast. That was it. I'm being honest with you. Thank you, Sandy's. Okay. Oh, all right, Granny Prepper. When you're on, right now, I am on a retirement. Um, that's what I get. I'm not on Social Security. I'm on my retirement. I'm not 65 yet. When I turn 65, I need to look into the Social Security benefits, and I might get an increase, a small increase, all right? Because I did work before I was teaching, and so I am owed that Social Security from before I was teaching, and after I did what I call semi-retirement when COVID hit, and I came home and did home health care for the state. And so that was an interesting job. I did enjoy it. I loved it. And so I do qualify for, I should qualify for Social Security for that. All right. But I have to wait till I get to 65 first. I'm not there yet. I have, what, 3 more years? 2.5 more years? Okay, Mimi. All right. Oh, really? I have to look into that. Hmm. Oh, okay. All right. You can take Social Security at 62, but if you wait longer, you get more. I'm 62. All right, guys. It is almost an hour into the live, so I want to thank you guys for coming by, and thank you for being here. And you guys be blessed because you guys bless me each and every day. You do. 7 years. I was 7 years in my apartment, Christina. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Sandy's. It's been nice chatting with you too, Virginia. Okay. You guys have a good evening, okay? I will see you guys on the next video. All right, I don't know how to close this. Let me get my glasses on. Oh, how do we stop this thing? Not there. No, not that.